world full of Uniteds.
It is a magic moment from Heung-min Son!
Cities.
Through to Lucas Moura!
And Rovers.
Harry Kane! Oh, what a goal!
There is only one Hotspur.
It's glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur!
Hello and welcome back to the One Hotspur podcast. I am Tobey from _Spurs Center, and today I am joined by the fantastic Bodhi from Hotspur dot something. I totally forgot what his new account is. Hotspur dot industrial, and I'm also joined by Josh from the Hotspur News. So how you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Yeah, it's good to hear. So let's jump right into it. It's been a busy week at Spurs. Let's start with last week's game against Colchester. 3-0 win. What were your thoughts from the game? How do you think the players played? Just general thoughts from that game. Josh, we'll start with you.
Sorry, what did you say?
What were your thoughts on the game against Colchester?
I didn't watch it, but I heard we were quite good. I heard Skip was really good. I saw he made a really good pass, one of them. I thought Bergwijn and Deli were quite good. Apparently. So yeah, we were better than we weren't against Leyton Orient. More clinical, it seems. Yeah, it's just a good performance.
Bodhi, did you get to watch any of the game?
Yeah, I watched pretty much the whole thing.
So what'd you think of it?
I thought we were pretty terrible, if I'm being honest. I know it's very harsh, but the fact it's a League Two team. I mean, when you have it, no. To be fair, I'll give the youngsters one. They've done well, but these senior players like Bergwijn and Ali, they should be running the show. And Ali was. Some people may have been saying he's good. I thought he was pretty bang average, to be honest. He was very similar to how he would play in any other games. So, based on the fact that he didn't really change how well he played against a League Two team. I'd honestly just sell Delhi, if I'm being honest.
To be fair, though, I did think Bergwijn was a lot better against Colchester than he was against Leyton.
I agree.
So.
I agree with you.
Yeah. I feel like he should have just shot into the square net, but
I think that shows how low his confidence is right now. I mean, to be one-on-one with the keeper and then lay it off to Son.
I don't think his confidence is entirely low. I think he just needs to just get back to performing, and he scored against Villa, which maybe gave
quite
him
a
some
good goal
confidence.
too.
Yeah, he wasn't bad against Leicester. So maybe going into this season. He'll look different, because I know people say Brian Gill will probably start on the right, but he's not actually a right winger. He's a left winger, and he wants to convert to a cam, I heard. So he's probably we'll go on to Gill later, but I'm saying I don't think Gill will start this season.
No, I don't think so either. I think Gill will play a similar role to Lamela last season in terms of just being that impact player coming off the bench. But I'd like to see Bergwijn given another chance to be a starter for us this coming season, depending on if we sign anyone and how that kind of goes. But I'd like to see kind of Bergwijn and Lucas kind of fighting for that right wing spot, and then see how they perform, and hopefully Bergwijn earns the starting role. But going back to what Josh said a little earlier, Skip, absolutely fantastic. Showed Harry Winks levels. I mean, I thought Winks was pretty bad again, which was disappointing. But I thought, just be positive, I guess. Skip was absolutely amazing, and I'm super excited to see him play for us next season. But Bodhi, I know you're a Skip fanatic. What do you think of Skip's performance?
I told you this. I told you he's going to be the next big thing. It wasn't just me taking a gamble. I knew as soon as I saw him, I thought, this guy's gonna be a baller. He didn't even step on the pitch, and I instantly knew he was gonna be as good as what he is.
We do have to relax, though. I think Skip, it will be good. I just think we need to.
Shush. No. The fact that it's been going on for long enough to where they've been playing Skip, and where they've been playing Winks and sent Skip on loan, that's criminal in my opinion. I feel
the
like
thing is, they said
Winky.
Skip's been better since he's come back from loan, so probably that loan was better for him.
No, probably, but I still think he should have been playing over Winks long ago.
Apparently, in January, Jose Mourinho wanted to recall Skip from his loan at Norwich, but the rest of the higher ups at Spurs convinced him to let Skip finish his loan. And I think it was the right move to get Skip a loan in the Championship, not super high pressure, let him just play his game and develop. And now he's come back to us, and he's, to be honest, just fantastic. I mean, what a player. But yeah, I think those are just the main ones. I think Pascozzi was pretty solid again at right back. I'd be interested to see him get some minutes
he's
in the Conference
interesting
League.
because he's got more he's international as well for his country, which is quite interesting to see. So he could be. He doesn't really get hyped around, but he could be quite good in the future as well, because he seems like a little decent player.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a pretty I guess meteoric rise isn't quite right, but we signed him just last summer, and then he worked his way up through the U18s to the U23s, and now he's getting some minutes with the first team. So Bodhi is just flaunting that he said a long time ago that Skip would be big, and I'll give him credit. He did say that.
Wait, when did he say that?
When did he first? I think beginning of last season, to be fair.
Okay,
right when we sent him on loan to Norwich and he started doing well. Bodhi was actually maybe even before he started doing well at Norwich. He said that Skip was going to be the next big thing. But I'll give him credit there. But he also thought we was going to sign Arkadiusz Milik. So
No. Listen. No. But I said this before, in his first senior start against Bayern Munich when he scored the penalty, and we won that. Yeah, back in Bayern Munich. That's when I said that, and I've been saying it since.
But Bodhi, the thing is, you can't. The thing is, I know you're right here, but we need to see him more in the Premier League because he's played in the Championship. He's played against the League Two teams. Yeah, he's been good in the Championship, but is he realistically? He's probably not going to start at the beginning of next season because Højbjerg's going to be ahead of him. Celso and Ndombele will play probably in a three together. So I don't think he'll start. He probably could break into the team, but I don't know if it's going to be this year. It might be second half of the season, or it might be, I don't know, because Højbjerg is just a class above him at the moment. Yeah.
I think I'd like to see. I'd like to see Skip just slowly kind of brought into the first team. So our first game of the season is against City. So I don't think Skip should start that. But we play Watford third game of the season. So I think that would be a good chance to try Højbjerg, Skip, Ndombele. And then if it's not working, we can always pull him off.
For a team like Watford, though, that's too defensive.
It's a low-level team. I mean, Skip showed against Colchester that he can be more than just a holding mid, and Højbjerg showed in the Euros that he can be more than just a holding mid. So I don't think that necessarily has to be conceived as a defensive.
The thing is, I wouldn't mind the idea of playing Skip as a holding mid and then Højbjerg and Ndombele, and Højbjerg play more as a box to box, or the either way with both of them around. But I think because of Celso, yes, I've called him the Argentinian Harry Winks. He's not that bad. He's a bit overhyped, but I think he's shown in sparkles that he can play well. The only thing with him is his time needs to be limited, like Ndombele. He needs to just have 50, 60 minutes because he always gets injured when he goes on a good run. So I think time needs to be structured just like Ndombele. But if I was Patrici, I don't think it'd be a priority, but I'd still get in a central midfielder because I think we do. If we're going to play with both of them creative, I think a player like Awa, or I don't think this will happen, but a similar player to a Calvin Phillips or a Locatelli would be good.
I think if we sell both Winks and Sissoko this summer, I think Skip replaces one of them, and then we sign another midfielder to replace the other one. But going back to the Colchester game, our players that came on in the second half, I thought Tanganga was really, really solid when he came on. I mean, no one really got past him. Obviously, we kept a clean sheet against a League Two team, to be fair. But if Tanganga can stay fit, I think he's quite a solid player. And I'm a big fan of him. So I think he should be given a chance at center back this season, depending on who we sign.
I saw something saying that he's literally Leddy King's regen. If we were playing FIFA, he'd be Leddy King's regen. They both made the same debut. They're both injury prone.
I really hope. I think maybe not this season, but if he plays well this season, I hope he changes his kit number next season to 26.
Yeah, because then he'll be like the regen.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So. I mean, the thing with Tanganga is, I felt bad for him because I feel like he would have got into the team if COVID never happened. So that kind of messed his development up because he probably would have started the rest of the season at right back or centre back. But he just has to try and get into the team now. I think Jose liked him. Nuno seems to like him because he's started in both preseason games. So be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Another significant second half moment was Dane Scarlett tucking away. I think it was a Lucas Moura's cross. Unfortunately, Scarlett was flagged offside, but that was a really solid, like kind of calm and composed finish from Dane. I mean, to bring it out of the air, first touch finish. I mean, just he's a player. I am so excited to see him in the Conference League this season. Really hope that.
And I think as well, I feel like he could have. Well, this is probably going to come with experience, but his timing of his run was a bit off. I mean, if that was 3 years, like Scarlett, that's an easy goal because he probably keeps himself on side with experience and stuff. Because you have to remember, this kid is only 16. He's literally played Europa League games against the likes of fucking Ludogorets and fucking Wolfsberger.
Yeah.
Like pub teams could probably do well against them. So I think we can get excited with Scarlett. I think he will score his first senior goal in a competitive game this year. 17, sorry. But I think it'll be interesting because I think him, John, Skip, I mean, we're starting to produce in the academy now. And we've been told for years and years this is like one of the best academies in the world, best facilities. It looks like now we're starting to produce players. I mean, who have we really produced in the last 20 years? What? Ledley King, Sol Campbell.
Harry Kane.
You have to say Sol Campbell, yes, he was a traitor, but he was one of our, he was a very, very good centre-back for Arsenal. There's a reason why he scored in the Champions League final. You've got, Ledley King, Harry Kane, Harry Winks, and that's
Harry Winks.
We put Harry Winks in that bracket. It's a bit sad, but I
mean, to be fair, it seems like the academy has really stepped up in recent years. I mean, before, a couple of seasons ago, our only 2 academy products that were really getting minutes were Harry Kane and Harry Winks, which isn't that great if we're being completely honest. I mean, you look at teams like Man United and they're on 1,000 game streak of having an academy player play every game.
Yeah, to be fair, they've only had a couple players come through the academy. That's a bit of a myth. Yeah, they've had
what? Well, I mean, Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood. Well, I'm not as up to date with Man United's academy players.
The Ajax have gone from 1982 or something since not having an academy player in the starting 11, which is crazy.
Anyhow, what I was going to say was just now it seems like, we have Kane in the team, we have Skip in the team, we have Winks in the team to a certain extent, we have Tanganga playing minutes. Whiteman seems like he's going to try to push to be one of our keepers next season. So we're developing players, I think, just better and smarter. So we'll see if that trend continues. We had Kyle Walker-Peters, who, I still think we should have kept him. I'm a little bit.
I think for getting Højbjerg, I don't think Kyle Walker-Peters would have been a star. I think you have to look at it. I think Aurier is still better than him. He's probably an average mid-table Premier League player. Yes, he's been good for Southampton, but it's Southampton. They finished 15th. 11th is a good season for them. Kyle Walker-Peters was a good young player that I thought maybe could come through, but I don't know. He's just an average player. And plus, I don't think his physique would have worked because, if you tell of all the good defenders, he didn't really have that attacking prowess when he was at Tottenham. He got a couple assists and stuff, but I thought he just needed that athleticity. Sorry, I can't say the word properly.
Athleticism.
Yeah. And I thought he didn't really have that. And I think
Mhm.
not really for a modern fullback, but I think from what his game was, I think he needed that, and he didn't really have it to like play at the top level.
Mhm.
I think as well the Højbjerg deal, we got like 3 million for Højbjerg and him. I thought that was a bargain at the time.
Yeah, that was
And it has
that's still
proved
a
to be
great
a
deal.
really good bargain. Yeah.
But I'm just realizing this now. I mean, this is, I guess, move on to transfers now. But I just realized that we didn't bring Joe Hart to the game against Colchester. And according to, I think it's Alistair Gold said that Hart was told by Nuno that he's not on his plans for next season. So,
I mean, it's Joe Hart. No one really cares.
Yeah, I mean,
We've
I
got
really like him, and
Galini.
I think he brings some good experience to our team. But now that we have
Yeah.
Galini, Pierluigi Galini in the team, I don't think we need Hart.
I think what they're trying to do is now they're trying to do a rebuild, because you can tell all of these like Alderweireld to the Lamelas this year is probably going to be the start. So he basically last season was like the Poch era finishing, basically, because let's be real, it was, or like the period when we were like really, really good, and then like now it's a new period from this season on to whenever. So yeah, I think we're trying to build a younger squad, because you have to remember we've still got the same players who I think a couple of years ago with Poch in his final year, we had like the 18th like highest age, which is mental. And that comes more from investment. So I think they're trying to take away the age from the squad now and try and make it a younger squad. So yeah.
And the other thing is that I've noticed is it seems like we're trying to bring down our wage bill. I mean, Gareth Bale, not bringing Gareth Bale back saved us. I think someone like did all the math, and it's like 12.5 million. We're offloading Lamela, who was on like 110,000 a week. Offloading, what's his name? Lamela, who I think was on 100,000 a week. Wait, I just said that.
That's probably the reason why we didn't sign Bale back.
Yeah, and then Alderweireld was also on quite a bit a week. And so Joe Hart is on 50,000 pounds a week, and Galini is on 25,000 pounds per week. And I don't know if we're paying his full wages or not. It's like that's a deal. And then Brian Gill is reportedly on like 40,000 a week. So I mean, these are some smart deals that we're getting. I think I heard Christian Romero is also going to be on around 40 to 50,000 a week. So
really? 40, 50,000.
Yeah.
Lamela earned 50K more than fucking Romeo. Jesus.
Yeah.
That is
crazy, right?
That is mad. Yeah. I mean, as well, I think I would have taken Bale back either way, because I think he started to play really well at the end of the season. And I've been seeing stuff. Jose did kind of ruin Bale, and I don't think that was more Jose's sign. I thought that was more Levy's. And Levy just chose when we were going to get regular that we're going to get Bale as well. And I don't think Mourinho wanted him. And I think he was good, especially when we were playing more attacking football. Bale was really good. So I think I would have kept him, because I think under Nuno we would have been more attacking. And I think he would have used Bale, Son and Kane quite well. So yeah.
Yeah. I think I like Bale a lot, but I think also if we're trying to get like this rebuild underway, I think Bale isn't like the right player to have. Although it's also kind of funny because like last season we had the Welsh Mafia and the La Mafia, and now we're selling. It looks like we're going to try to sell Sissoko, Aurier, and then Bale's gone. It looks like we're Mental Davis, so we'll go from having like these two mafias of 3 people.
Probably have,
and there's only going to be one person left in each group.
They will probably become the leader now, probably. And Romero and what's it? Ewi Lloris, Ndombele.
Lloris, Ndombele.
I don't know how Aurier got into the La Mafia though. That confused me.
I think he's French. I think Aurier is part French, but he chose to play for the Ivory Coast.
No, well, Ivory Coast is France. It's just that they're a separated part of France.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Anyhow, you want to talk a little bit about signing of Brian Gill, which was just announced today. What are your guys' thoughts on that? You excited to see him play for Spurs?
I I like him a lot.
Mhm.
I think from what I've seen the highlights, and I watched the Olympics game a couple of days ago against Australia.
As did I.
I thought he was really good. I thought he's very good on the ball. I think
Yeah.
he may be one of these players where he may like be very athletically weak. He'd be maybe very very similar to Ericsson, where he like physically isn't good enough for the Prem, but because he's so good on the ball, he's good enough to play.
Yeah.
And that was the thing with Ericsson, because Ericsson was just a pussy. The guy could he had no physicality, but because he was so good on the ball, he was like one of the best cams in the league, maybe in the world at that point in time. So maybe the same thing happened to Gil, but he does. I like to see Gil more as a winger. I've seen stuff that he wants to become a cam, but I think he seems, because he's quite small. I like to see him as a winger because I think he can. He seems to have a good shot on him, and he seems to have a good cross. So I don't know. From cam that may work, but I can't see him being like a goal scoring cam. I think he's more of like a, if you play Football Manager, like inside forward inverted winger.
Yeah.
Like where he can cut inside and then affect the game from there.
Yeah. I watched I think I started watching around the 70th minute of the Spain game versus Australia. And so Gil was on by that point, and I figured I'd just watch it for him. And he was playing quite well. I mean, a lot of Spain's attacks were coming through him and through the left side. And he got on the ball, like I said, quite a bit. And most of the good things that came for Spain came through Gil. He did get robbed of like a great chance by Pedri, the 18-year-old from Barcelona. Gil was clean through, and all Pedri had to do was play the through ball to him. But instead, Pedri shot it and went like straight to the Australian keeper, which is annoying, but it's okay. But yeah, Bo, do you have any thoughts on Brian Gill or Jill? I'm gonna have to figure out how that's supposed to be pronounced in the next few days.
Saying right. This is what I noticed. I saw a kit swap of Brian Gill, and I've seen Lamela in the actual Sevilla shirt. Nah, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right seeing Lamela.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Lamela number 17 just looks so weird.
Shirt. I mean, obviously, when he's playing, and then once we learn to accept him for how good he is, if he is really good, then he'll look right in it. But it just doesn't. It makes me feel uncomfortable looking at the images of seeing it. It's like Lamela.
You know what makes me more comfortable? Seeing Lamela 11. That just looks so weird.
Yeah. Well,
like Lamela 11 just looks so weird because it's like that don't even fit. Like in the back of the shirt where it's like the name, and then like you want a certain number because like it looks like pleasing, but like that it just doesn't look right.
I think a big thing for me was because I used to be extremely attached to Lamela. He was my probably my favorite player when I first started supporting Tottenham, which was only a couple years after the whole Bale leaving thing. And I won't lie, the thing that drawn me most to him was his haircut. But over the period of time, just the passion he showed for Tottenham and just everything else, he was such a loyal player.
I mean, as well,
and as
you
far
gotta love the shithousery from Sevilla. They put in a pre-season goal. The highlights to show how good.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, against Juventus, I think. But yeah, Bo, do you want to finish up what you were saying?
Yeah, but I think Lamela, it's a very touchy one for me for him to be gone because I liked him a lot when he was around. I feel like as far as passion and desire for the club, for the badge goes, he was one of our best players in the Spurs shirt.
Yeah, probably the most passionate that we've had.
It's the only downfall is he wasn't technically gifted enough to be able to play for a top tier club that we're trying to become again. That's what separates more in Lamela's.
It was a shame as well though, because it was like Lamela coming in from Roma. He was doubted as like the next Messi.
Yeah.
And it was like he was supposed to be like, one of the best like wingers in the world. And then when we got him for like I think it was 30 million, people were like, oh yeah, that's Spark and stuff.
Yeah.
And like he was supposed to be Bale's like proper replacement. It just never worked out for him.
No.
I mean, 8 years for Lamella was a bit of a stretch. I mean, he was very passionate, but like
I was really hoping he would make
time.
it to 10 years, just because I thought that would be hilarious if Eric Lamella had a testimonial.
Probably without Patrici, he probably would have if it wasn't for Patrici.
Yeah,
maybe, but he might have actually had a testimonial.
I got something for you guys to listen to. This is Brian Heel, I think is how you say it now. I'm not sure. Anyway, Spurs just posted this on our Twitter and Instagram, all our social media. I'm assuming. This is Brian Heel from the Olympics. So listen.
Hello, I'm Brian Hill. I'm so happy to join the Spurs family. See you soon.
Did you hear that all right?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Howard Wolowitz from Big Bang Theory, so I'm a bit sad.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of but it's actually very deep.
Mm-hmm.
He looks more like Carl the Jugger than he does Thingy though. Carl the Jugger is just Carl the Jugger. Don't even speak about him.
Yeah. Another signing that happened this past week was Pierluigi Golini. Are you guys excited about that one as well?
Yeah, I think that's more one for the future. I think next year he won't start. I think he'll be Lloris, but I think, and I've said this a lot, people haven't realized, but Lloris is out of contracts.
In a year.
In a year. So I think what they might do is, I think this might be his last year at Tottenham, and then next year he'll probably get a testimonial, and then Golini will come in as his the starting keeper.
Yeah,
because
I think it's a really smart deal.
Remember, it's 2 years. It's 2 years of an obligation twice, and it's they put 20 games in there on purpose. So probably what the plan is this year for him to just like not start, and then next year he'll start, and then he'll get like the 20 games done probably in like January, and then we'll buy him on a permanent in January. So it's actually quite smart business.
Yeah, I mean it's brilliant business because I mean if we play him and he's doing poorly or he's not playing to the level you'd expect from a Premier League keeper, we can just drop him, bring in whoever else, and then we don't have to buy him. It's just really smart business. And then the other thing is that it pushes back the payment until after we've had fans in the stadium for a while and we're able to recover a little bit financially. So I think it's really, really smart business. Brilliant deal from Paratici, however you say it. Yeah, well done from him. Might as well talk about another transfer rumor now. Christian Romero. You guys, what are your opinions on him? Do you want to see us? Sign the Argentinian?
I think he'll be a brilliant signing, and I say this: he will be, if we sign him, it will show like very, very like big ambitions from Patrici and Levy. I think the price tag says it all. 40 million or 50 million for a defender is kind of what we hoped for at the beginning of the summer. We hoped we were going to spend big, and everyone thought we would. And then, like Levy always does it. He always has like this thing where no one thinks he will because he's being tight, and then all of a sudden he buys one player. That's what he's done. Like the last year or last year, he did it with Reguilon and Bale, and like everyone was doubting him. And like, I think Christian Romero can become probably one of our best players.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw today Koundé is wanted by Real Madrid, so it'd probably be him and someone else to probably replace. Let's be real, we haven't replaced Vertonghen yet, and we need to replace Tobey, obviously. So
but I mean, if you look at our team, we're pretty solid in every position except right wing, right back, and center back. I think everywhere else we're set up fairly well. So I think, the only expectations I'm going to set for Nuno this season is to get us into the Europa League, and the next season we can push for Champions League. But I think that there is a case to be made that we could push for Champions League this season as long as we sign someone like Romero. Because Reguilon, Romero, Rodon, and then Tanganga or Tomiyasu is a pretty solid back line, or even Doherty, I guess. That's a pretty solid, back four. And then even you have someone like Højbjerg or Skip in front, mainly Højbjerg, I guess. Will be solid defensively. So I'm definitely interested to see how that goes. And yeah, I think we have some pretty solid players.
I'll be honest, right? See, it's a bit. I don't know how other people would feel about this, but I really don't. I have a bad feeling that if we signed Tom Yasu, we'd be a flop for us. I don't think he'd be very good. Because
I think that's more like people. He played for Bologna, so I think people don't really know about him. Same with Romero, but I trust Patrici because Patrici knows these players. I think Tosomayo at Bologna was good, and I think from his highlights, he seems like a decent player. And I think
to be fair though, every player looks good from highlights.
That's the thing with
Get to Fernandez at one class.
You know what? The way you judge a player, right, is if they have a 9-minute highlight video compared to a 4-minute highlight video, you go for the player with the 9-minute highlight.
But to be fair as well, Serie A fans have said that he would be a very good signing, and it's kind of a bargain. Same with Romero as well. Like you literally seen Atalanta fans like put banners up about Chiellini and Romero. So they must be good players. Like.
I mean, if you're signing the Italian Eminem, then we've got to be expecting something good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like when like Serie A fans are saying it,
Yeah,
I think Tomiyasu. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about him, but I think he could be something similar to Ori in the fact that I think offensively, I think he'll be really solid. I'm not sure how he'll do defensively, but I think the fact he's fairly 2-footed and his long balls are really good. So I think we could see him pinging balls like across the field to like Reguilon or Son, like bombing down the flank. I think that could be like a key feature for us next season if we get the deal over the line. But yeah, I mean, I don't watch Serie A a whole lot. I'm gonna try to watch a little more next season, but yeah, just hard for me to talk about him because, like I said, I just don't watch a lot. Although I did make a highlight video, which will be coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that, listeners.
I mean, to be fair as well, Getzer Fernandez looked world class from his highlights, and look how he's turned up. So
I mean, that's like I said. I mean, you can make basically any player look fantastic from highlight reels. So,
I mean, you can make Lamela probably look very world class. That's what Sevilla did. It's just you don't have to mention it was a pre-season goal they put.
Yeah. I guess want to talk a little bit about Alderweireld now. Looks like he is going to leave for Al Duhal in Qatar. It is sad, but I think it's a smart move. Another person with big wages to get off the books, and I think it's time for him to go. He's definitely lost a step. But yeah, what do you think it's good for him that he's leaving, or?
I mean, this is probably the right time to sell him. But if you guys think Lamela said, Alderweireld was probably one of our best defenders of all time. So, and he literally like made my childhood. So it's like kind of really, really sad. Because I know Vertonghen was the best centre back, but in their prime, they were probably both the best two defenders in the league, and probably the two best.
Sorry, I have some good news. A tier 1 source just said Real Madrid are not planning to sign Jules Koundé this summer. So
that might give us a free ride. I mean, it probably will be Romero and Koundé who do both replace Vertonghen and Alderweireld.
I mean, that would be some fantastic business, to be fair.
Yeah. I like them both, and I think they could both maybe eclipse them. And I know people are going to be like, what, you can't say that, but like Vertonghen and Alderweireld were good, but like these two have potential to be like some of the best in the world, just like them two. And to take both of them from Atalanta and Sevilla, who, let's be real, are both going to be in the Champions League next year, it just shows the pool of the Premier League. Like, we can be in the fucking Conference League, and like, we can still pull players from Italy and Spain.
Yeah. It's I think the Spurs web posted on Twitter the other day. I mean, we got totally mocked for it, but it was like, when Tottenham knock, it's a different knock. But yeah, I mean, I think it shows the caliber of how good of a businessman Fabio Paratici is, and B, that Tottenham still has draws. we lost Jose Mourinho, which I think last summer was a big thing. I mean, everyone that came in, Højbjerg, Reguilon, Bale, I think Vinicius, everyone talked about how they're looking forward to working with Jose Mourinho. But
let's be real, it's more that we're probably a Premier League club than anything else now.
Yeah.
Like maybe last year people could probably say, oh no, it's Jose Mourinho and like this club was in the Champions League final 2 years ago. But like now it's just the Premier League ball. That's all it is, which is I don't think we will rot away. I think we'll still probably be down as a top 6 club, but I think we need to. I think we're getting so gassed about this window and not realizing next year we'll probably still be 5th or 6th. And I think next year will take that because I think top 4 is going to be too hard for us to breach. Because look at the
not
top
this
4
season
next year,
but next season. I think next season, next summer, I mean, is going to be surprising for a lot of people in terms of how much we spend, because you look at that. The first transfer window when Spurs were in the new stadium, for even if it was just like a little past like half the season, or a little less than half the season, we spent 60 million on Domblé, 50 million on Lo Celso, 25 million on Sessegnon, and 15 million on Clark. So if we get an entire season of fans in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and we go far in the Conference League, go far in the FA Cup, finish in the Europa League for Premier League, I think we could spend quite a bit of money next season or next summer. I mean, and after that, I think we could. There's no reason that we don't push for top 4. But
I think as well. I think Liverpool. I mean, I saw today that they're not going to spend any more money now they signed Konate. So I reckon when does Klopp's contract run out? I swear it's this year or next season. So I reckon you've got to give Nuno, because I think Liverpool drop off and then the top 4 will kind of open up. And I think, I think you got to give Nuno 2 or 3 more years. I think you gave Pochettino 1. I think at least give Nuno 1. They two, when you actually look at it, they two both came off very similar ways. Like Nuno, Southampton finished 8th twice in a row, and Nuno finished 7th twice in a row.
Yeah,
and I'm not counting last season because he Jimenez was so.
He lost Jimenez, and he didn't really have anyone to replace him.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting for sure. I think it'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes then. Anything else you want to add? We can do a quick preview for the game against MK Dons.
I mean, we can't really do a preview for a preseason game.
Why not? Let's do it. I think I'd like to see Sessegnon, or who just say who you would like to get some minutes.
Sessegnon, because he hasn't got any yet. Probably who's just returned. I can't remember. I'd like to see Casey get another start. I think he's been gone under the radar. I think he's been quiet. I didn't even know who he was before the Leyton Orient game. To be honest with you, I think our under 23s are playing tomorrow as well against Hastings United. I think. So I'd like to see. I can't remember his name, but we signed him from Notts County a couple of years ago. Keenan Etete, and he's played quite well. Yeah, and he's gone under the radar because of Scotland stuff. And I like Jamal Bennett as well, if they're both included. And I think in this game, I know he hasn't started yet, but I'd like to see Alfie Whiteman start and Kalini, both playing each half. Because we haven't talked about in the Colchester game, he made some worldy save from one of their players. And I saw someone on TikTok saying like, "Oh, is that Prime Neuer?" Oh, I didn't know Prime Neuer joined. So this is oh my god, it's Alfie Whiteman. It was quite good because it was a fantastic save.
Yeah, it was quite a good save.
Yeah, I'd like to see Whiteman, but I think this week's more about outgoings than ingoings. I think this week we'll probably see the Romero deal done. I think we've already seen the Gill deal done. So I think I'd like to see probably like Winks leave and so. No, I don't think Sissoko will leave this week. But
according to Alistair Goldie said this was going to be a busy week in terms of both ingoings and outgoings. So we'll see how it goes for sure. But for me, I think I'd like to see Sessegnon play. I'd like to see Piscosi get some more minutes. Tanganga as well. In midfield, I think Niall John. I'd like to see Alfie Devine get more minutes, or at least a half, because he didn't play much against Colchester or Leyton Orient. So I'd like to see him play a bit.
Is it on?
It's Wednesday.
Oh,
Wednesday at 7:45.
Oh, okay. Just another late kickoff.
Yeah. And then
got the North London derby a couple of days after, haven't we? Or Chelsea.
Yeah. Then we got
they're gonna try and
Chelsea first.
The Champions
Chelsea
League,
and fourth.
They're
Yeah,
trying to
that's
force
just
a rivalry, but they're trying to force a rivalry. Please, if you want to do that, go and do it with Fulham and QPR.
Crystal Palace.
We've already got Arsenal. Yeah, but Crystal Palace is South London. They're West London, so it's a bit different. Just Chelsea trying to force one. I swear their fan base is like split between who they're actually rivals with, which is a bit sad.
Yeah.
It's
like we're the number one rivals for Arsenal, Chelsea, and West Ham. Which, like, how did that happen?
Two of them were not even. I think West Ham just Millwall's not good enough. As you can tell in Green Street. I think what's his name? Chelsea just don't want to talk to them because they're too shit. So they want to try and talk to us.
If Crystal Palace were a bigger team, I think I could see them having a rivalry with Chelsea, but I think we're starting to go off on a tangents now.
Wouldn't that just be we don't have an actual rivalry, so we're going to try and force one on someone that doesn't like.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it'd be called. It's like Brighton and Crystal Palace, where it's like it makes no sense, but they're just two teams that are very similar. They don't have big rivals. So
I think that's it from us. Anything else you want to add?
Go subscribe to the Hotspur News.
Go subscribe to the Hotspur News on YouTube
and TikTok as well.
And on TikTok, and follow them on Insta. So thank you all for listening. We appreciate you. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Hotspur. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. It's at One Hotspur Pod. We'll be posting transfer news, opinions, things like that. We appreciate you all, and we'll catch you in the next one. Come on, you Spurs.